kind of a, ooh, man, that's not fun.
Good. Smoking engine. Greetings, car fanatics. Today I have the pleasure of reviewing this 2009 Lexus ISF. When shooting this video, pretty much nothing went according to plan. There was a Honda Pilot on fire. Additionally, the area had a lot of rain, so mudslides closed off portions of the road and also made for some slippery conditions in certain areas. When watching the video, keep an eye for an explosion towards the end. So I'm here with EJ, and I'm driving his 2009 Lexus ISF. I've driven a couple IS in different variants in the past, but this is my first time driving the ISF. So far I have to say, your car is in really great shape. How many miles do you have on this thing?
Thanks. So it's about to roll over 68,000. I think you may even have the honors of doing that. But yeah, garage kept California car its entire life, and these things really do hold up.
Nice. So my first impression, like sitting in the car, it's super comfortable. The seats are a lot more supportive than the seats on my 997, and I do like the material on it. I feel like it is pretty grippy. We'll see how they handle in the corners. But tell me more about this car, because I don't really know too much besides the 5-liter, 415 or so horsepower engine?
Yeah, definitely. So the engine is derived from essentially Toyota's V8 that comes from the Land Cruiser and the Tundra, and this kind of started in a sort of skunkworks type of fashion. They took the original Crown platform and built this IS that they've always been rear-wheel drive, and it was clear that they wanted to make an M3 competitor, but essentially Toyota engineers got together, some people from the Supra team in the 90s, and said they really wanted to have Toyota have that kind of sort of passion car. And they worked after hours and kind of took bits and bobs from different departments and tried to shoehorn that Land Cruiser V8 into the IS, and they actually did it with the IS300 originally, and that was the proof of concept that they showed to the Toyota higher-ups that they greenlit this ISF.
Alright, so now let's talk about driving impressions for the ISF. Not flooring it, but the torque is pretty good, and it has almost like a VTEC effect when that second airbox opens up. Going into this first corner over here, taking it about 45 miles an hour, and it's handling it well. Yeah, I normally take this turn in my 911 around 45-50 miles an hour. I don't push it all the way, but your car has no issues taking these corners. I was driving the C250 earlier, and it was squirreling around all over the place, but your car is nice and planted.
Yeah. I think the main difference that you find between the two in terms of cornering between one of the things between your 911 and this car is that this car will struggle to put the power down on the corner exit, whereas the 911 is sort of the second you see, ooh, now it's actually on fire.
Oh, wow.
The 911 will actually, the second you see the corner exit, you just gun it, and it'll really just kind of shift the weight. Testament to Japanese reliability. There is a Honda Pilot on fire.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
That's not good at all.
Crazy. Never seen that before. Yeah. VTEC kicked in a little too hard there.
Alright, now we're getting going again after letting a car go by. And I'm in manual mode. This shifter is super responsive. I mean, it definitely feels like a DCT. Like for me, this shifts faster than I can shift the manual transmission. But it is a automatic. Do you know if it uses a torque converter or?
Yeah, so 8-speed torque converter, and it'll basically close it out. It'll just lock up past second, so you get those really instantaneous shifts.
Got it. Yeah, I remember when automatic transmissions used to really rob the engine of power.
Oh yeah.
A lot of drivetrain loss, but nowadays automatic transmissions seem to be doing a good job retaining all that power, getting it down to the wheels, and shifting quickly, even if they're not dual clutch transmissions.
Yeah, and since it has that 8-speed, the ratios are pretty tight, especially in the 0 to 100 range.
Yeah. So this car is handling really well. I do notice a little bit of body roll, but that's could be also because we have a full load on it.
Yeah.
It's amazing if you take out like a couple hundred pounds of weight, from the front or the back, like how that changes the weight distribution of the car and the overall dynamics. There it is here, right when it opens up. Yeah. the car, you know, it could be a little torquier down low, but for I think what Lexus was going for, you know, creating a very linear power curve engine, it's great.
Yeah.
And if anything, having that torque like really down low can make it a bit harder to like modulate the throttle, you know, as you're going out of a corner. All of a sudden the torque kicks in.
Yeah.
That could be a bit disruptive. Oh, fire department.
Yep.
I didn't even see him coming.
Yeah, I love the way V8 sound.
Yeah.
You know, the flat six sounds great, but a V8 sounds really awesome as well. High revving.
Yeah.
You know, for a V8, this revs all the way to 7,000. So
Yeah, and the on the newer RCFs and GSFs, they rev to I think 7,300, because that's again with a redesigned cam profile that they did, and kind of I think they did a little bit of airbox and exhaust tweaks to bump that engine up from around 416, 420 horsepower to
Okay.
450.
So fundamentally, the new engine is just a rework of this engine right here.
Yeah, so this engine is actually really understressed. I know that with basic exhaust modifications, you can get up to 50 horsepower. That's exhaust and headers. If you choose to do just an exhaust, you'll get net about 20 horsepower there. So they're really muffled and kind of handicapped because, again, Lexus wanted to kind of restrict these engines and give them those 300,000, 400,000 miles of reliability that they're known for.
Yeah.
But even with, I've seen exhaust, headers, tune, people will net over 500 horsepower on these.
Wow. Yeah,
Yeah.
I definitely believe it. And the Land Cruisers and all that use this engine, they're still going with 300 plus thousand miles on them.
Yeah.
Some even more. So Toyota definitely knows how to engineer reliability into their engines.
Yeah, I find these to be the unsung hero of the, I guess, the sports car, sports sedan segment, because you really don't ever hear about the ISF. But you can find an example like this for under $30,000. It'll have well under 100,000 miles. It'll be bulletproof. You'll be able to drive it every day. It won't cost you an arm and a leg to service, and you can bring it to a track and not have to worry about it. And yeah, it's not an M3. It's not a C63. But in a lot of ways, if you're just looking to cruise down the highway, like most people, what you spend 95% of your time doing, just being in the car, just either in traffic or cruising down the highway, this car I think really excels at that. Has all the creature comforts.
And you have a Borla exhaust on this?
Yeah, so
Nice.
Borla, the only carb legal exhaust for this car.
Alright, so let's go check out this
Let's check out this.
fighting in action.
Yeah, this
Or did you have it
in manual. Manual sport, traction control on. Oh
Whoa,
wow.
it just exploded. Oh no, that was the airbag.
Yeah.
It was probably a Takata airbag. Well, there you have it, car fanatics. This was my first review of a viewer's car. I want to give EJ a big thank you for letting me drive his Lexus ISF. Overall, I really enjoyed this vehicle. I thought it was super comfortable to drive. It was very sporty. The suspension was tight. The brake feel was amazing, and the car had plenty of power. I think it's a really fun GT car that you can drive every single day and occasionally take to the track. Just to give you an update, after I shot this video, EJ did trade in his vehicle and get a E39 M5 in a stick shift. So we're looking forward to doing a review of that whenever he's ready. If you're in the San Francisco Bay Area and you'd like me to review your car, go ahead and shoot me a message. Thanks for watching Car Fanatics. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Leave any questions or comments below.